Hello, everybody. Welcome to our sixth installment of Stay a While and Listen with me, Payton Pearson, book astronaut, and Sonia from Sonia TV, Sonia TV. So, yeah, how you doing today, Sonia?
I'm very good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. You saw me just a few minutes ago riding my bike and then
hmm
boxing a little bit. Live stream workouts Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If anybody is interested. So today I got a list of questions to ask my good friend Sonia here. Let
Him.
me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. My first question for you, and this is especially poignant now since your channel's starting to grow and this could be just around the corner. $1 million? What do?
Oh, I think I do what everyone else wants to do, is help the family first. Um, Big holiday, buy a ranch, have a bunch of animals. Um, and then I can afford, no, you can't afford that many kids with that, could you? Not
You
really.
could, so based upon the current numbers,
Mm.
between 3 and 10 kids if you were to spend all the money on raising them immediately. But if you put it into like the S&P 500 or something, then you could live off of the interest of that and have maybe 20.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Good. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. All right. Yeah, it's important to talk about. Obviously, I made that video about compound interest earlier today, and the day is going to come where you're going to be swimming in so much cash you don't know what to do with it. I'm almost certain of that.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely broach that. And to that point, next question, what is your 5-year plan?
Oh, fuck. Ugh. I'm kind of focused on saving a bunch at the minute. Even though I do seem to spend a lot, I don't. Um, because I have a lot to save for, a lot of people to save for. I'm taking advantage of a lot of like free online courses in Ireland. Um, just so it's easier for me, especially with working from home. Um, I'm starting cleaning people's houses again, which is it's like really easy, so there's no pressure. So, and I can do it at any point, starting tomorrow, actually. Um, the 5-year thing, this seems kind of scary. Um, I would like to make my movies and release my books. I want to go to as many concerts as possible as well, while I'm able. Um, yeah, family is obviously number one, you know, but yeah, it feels kind of selfish talking about myself, you
It's
know.
not. People want to know about you. I want to know about you.
Mm.
And you deserve to tell people about yourself and express yourself. So go ahead.
I definitely want my ranch either way, you know, a million bucks or not. Um, because I got a lot of people to take care of, you know, gotta leave something behind. Um, and I want more animals. Um, I want my pilot's license. Um, yeah, I could get that done in a few years. Yeah, just fucking live. Stop worrying, just live.
Really. Yeah, there's a song by One Republic called I Lived
Mm,
that is basically talking about that. Just
mm,
going around and doing shit.
yeah,
Don't just sit around like a bump on the log
no,
and be
can't do
worthless,
that.
but actually go do stuff. Yeah,
And I personally would like to be married.
for shizzle. Yeah, feel you there. Totally do. Okay, cool, cool. Um, what do you think? So this one is like doing a 90-degree turn
Okay.
from what we were just talking about, because one is looking towards the future and trying to leave something behind for everybody.
Mm.
And this one is, what do you think will indicate the end times?
We're already in it. What I mean by that is everything's so uncertain. Feels like nobody can trust anybody. You can't even trust yourself. Yeah, it's an effort to trust someone, whereas it should be kind of fluid. Misinformation is everywhere, you know. Um, and that's really devilish, really, to willingly misinform people is evil. Um, the world is changing. It doesn't feel like it's for a good way though. It doesn't feel good, But I still want to continue having children, continue living and continue loving life. Regardless of end times or not, I'm here to live, you know. Just do what you can with the people that you love.
Definitely. You remember me talking on the last podcast with Devin how during the time that Columbus sailed across the ocean, the whole of Europe was at war, but he still
Mm.
did it.
Yep.
You know, just because the world's falling apart doesn't mean you stop living your life. So have kids,
Yep.
lots of them. Have
Hmm.
more than you can afford, as Charlie Kirk says, and he's right. He's right. You'll figure out a way to make it work.
Yep.
So that's why I want 175 or 175,000. I don't know. I want a lot. I want a lot of kids. Um, okay. I do agree with you for sure. But what if the end times concept is perpetual?
If we're already in it and people are already being born into it now and they grow up within it, it wouldn't change anything, would it? Because that would be what people are used to. Anything better than this, then there would be a noticeable difference. Anything worse than this, maybe you'll notice something, you know. Not much unity.
Need
Yeah.
more. You know,
Hmm.
I think you remember one of my previous videos. I talked about how we were a stone's throw away from being in hell.
Hmm.
It's like a knife's edge all the time.
Yep. That's why the good is great.
And you got to sink your teeth into that good
Yes,
when
you
you
do.
find it.
Don't let it go.
Yeah. Because if you're living in despair, you don't recognize the positives when they come your way.
Hmm. You're letting evil win if you live in despair.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess what I was trying to get across when I asked the question, or said maybe it's perpetual, is maybe we're constantly meant to be on that knife's edge where we think we're constantly in, or we constantly think that we are in the end times for some reason. I don't know.
It's also human nature to find problems, but also solve them. So maybe
Yeah.
we're just not solving it. We're just still looking for those problems, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the whole transgender movement and all that stuff and all this crazy sexual deviancy and stuff has really been people seeking a problem to solve. You
Mm.
know, you live in decadence and affluence and you're seeking something to be wrong so that you can fix it.
Yep.
So you make something wrong, you know?
That's why a lot of people are good at self-sabotaging. as well,
Yeah,
which is
that
horrible.
includes me, actually.
I can hear it. I've told you off a few times.
Yeah, as you should.
Hmm.
As you should. Cool. Okay. Let's see. If you could go to space, where and why?
It's annoying having like prior knowledge of like what's habitable and not what's not, because then I'm hemming and hawing like, oh, but I couldn't do that because this, that, and the other, you know? I wouldn't, I want to go to another dimension. That's where I want to
Yeah,
go, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I want to stay close to Earth, So I'll go to the moon. Be basic. I'll go to the moon. Because I always look up at it every time I go outside. Look up at its beauty, and appreciate it, you know?
Definitely. You ever watch the show Star Trek Next Generation?
Yeah.
Well, in some episodes, you see the moon from Earth and they have terraformed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have
Now
happened
there's
by
not,
now.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
money. That's all.
And
We could have done it 10 times over by now.
yeah, money and desire and basically these parasitic entropic forces that are trying to keep the soul of humanity down
Mm.
need to have them stop sucking the life out of us.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we could literally just send a bunch of starships, Elon Musk's starship,
Mm.
up to the moon with giant payloads of water and stuff like that, and just launch it onto the surface. And enough of those over a long enough period of time, you've terraformed the moon
Yep.
because it doesn't have much in situ stuff. So
Exactly.
what?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like bone dry. It's 1,000 times drier than the driest desert on Earth.
Hmm.
But we can change that. Please continue. You were talking about how there are the planets that are habitable and the ways that you could make them habitable and stuff. Talk about that. You're keeping it in your mind, and people need to hear that.
I guess I'm just as bad as the people who have the power to make it possible for all of this to have happened by me having hesitations and reservations and but then again maybe that's just like an ape survival thing. If I go there, I die. That's not good. Mars looks dope, you know?
Oh, sure, sure. Explain. Really, the baseline of this is just like where you go and why, and regardless of whether you could survive it or not, we'll figure out a way to make it work.
Mm.
And you said different dimensions, which is fantastic, but like different planets or anything like that. You said Mars, you said the moon.
But what if you could go to a different planet through a different dimension?
That'd be badass.
Then how would it be? You wouldn't know.
What do you mean?
It could be anything you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
So then Mars could be an ocean planet in a different dimension.
Yep.
Hmm. That's it.
Okay. Cool. Cool. You ever watch the documentary The Mars Underground?
No.
It's a free documentary you can watch on YouTube. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. It's from back in 2013. Dr. Robert Zubrin's plan to actually his design reference mission to land people on Mars and begin the terraforming process
Mm.
for like $25 billion or something over the course of 10 years.
Mm.
So it was very, very cheap back in the
Mm.
times, and it's even cheaper now. But it's a really good documentary. Strongly recommend you watch it if you got a chance to.
Hmm.
All right. And then let me ask you this. What do you think of Uranus?
Great.
You sure is.
I don't know. Give me like, because I'm, fuck's sake, Pete. Oh my God.
You
Can
know
you
me.
give me the pros and cons of Uranus?
Uranus.
Hmm?
Uranus.
No, yours.
But you want me to tell you about
Yeah,
Uranus?
feed me a bit.
Uh, well, it is about 50,000 kilometers in or what is it, diameter. The surface or nominal surface, it's basically a giant ball of water
Mm,
underneath the very thick atmosphere.
mm,
Um, it has a gravitational pull of just under 1 g, so it's actually less gravity than on Earth. Um, and it's despite the fact that it's about 2 billion kilometers away from the sun, literally takes 84 years to orbit the sun.
mm,
The nominal hydrospheric surface is 117 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 bar. So very high pressure,
mm,
but a survivable temperature. You could live there if you had oxygen.
mm-hmm,
It's and you have to acclimate, of course, to the pressure differential. Don't
mm,
get me wrong, and it would be very uncomfortable, but you could. Um, it's something that people don't realize that there. If you look at your Uranus, it makes it so you can conceptualize not just a Goldilocks zone where Mars and Earth are around Earth,
mm,
but a potentially infinite Goldilocks zone
mm.
orbiting a star. You could even have a planet that is a rogue planet, which those exist. You know what those are, right?
Explain. I
A,
can understand, but just tell me.
yeah, yeah. A rogue planet is a planet without a host star.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just flying throughout space.
Mm. Okay.
They can actually be habitable if they have a thick enough atmosphere to retain enough heat, residual heat from the objects around it, or it produces its own heat and it keeps it in.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a planet like Uranus, 5,000 kilometer thick atmosphere, and at the nominal surface, it might be 50 degrees Fahrenheit, orbiting or just flying through space. So there's not actually a limit to the habitability zone,
Mm.
because Uranus, if the atmosphere were slightly less dense and it had a different composition, then it could legitimately be survivable. Let's say you reduced it to 20 bar at the surface, still uncomfortable, but less pressure and you could handle it. There's actually been under undersea studies done by Russia and other and like the Russian military or
Mm.
something, where human beings acclimated to 30 bar pressure and it was not a problem. You just dope the atmosphere with a lot of what is it? I believe it's like it's noble gases, gases
Mm-hmm.
that don't interact with you and you can't absorb them. Um, but you could do that. You could if there's a body out there with that surface pressure of 20 bar and a similar composition to that of Uranus, there's no limit to the habitability zone. There isn't. So anyway, those are the
Oh,
questions that I had for you. Random plethora, random medley, random smattering.
nice.
What else would you like to talk
I want to know, whenever you get your time machine up and running,
about?
um, where are you going?
Well, I'm definitely gonna go back and observe what happened during the crucifixion. I
Okay.
want to see what happened there. Um, and of course, if I'm going to do that, Jesus knows I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
because he's God, he knows everything. I would go and meet some of the greatest thinkers in human history. I'd probably go back to the cognitive revolution 70,000 years ago, try to find out where it originated, like which tribes of humanity or bred or interbred or whatever to
Mm,
stimulate the cognitive revolution and cause us to have an explosion of intelligence.
mm,
Um, some people theorize, some scientists theorize that it was actually the interbreeding between Neanderthals and Homo sapiens that
yeah.
caused it. We don't know for certain. It'd be pretty cool to see, you know. And if there's enough genetic variation, it can actually be a very good thing. It's not always bad or what have you. And it's usually, in fact, if it's the right amount of genetic variation, a very good thing. So that's what I would do. It's the first things that come to mind. I'd probably go back and take a look at the formation of the universe. I would, or pardon me, of our solar system, the Earth and stuff, and then I would go back to the Big Bang. I would see how it developed. Uh, I want to see where the origin is. We believe it's in Peoria,
Mm.
the section of space called Peoria. Um, but I would like to see what happened, and it's going to be like that because it happened out of nowhere, and it's supposed to be so fast that you can't comprehend it, right? And I would also go, Google years into the future to see what happens during the era of the universe where the last black holes dissolve and there's literally nothing left. I want to see what's out there. I want to see what it would be like.
And what do you do when you've gathered all this information?
Figure out our purpose, why we're even pushing. And if that is just a perceptive situation
Mm,
where it depends on what your perception is, what that
mm,
future is going to be, or whether that is an inevitable future. I don't think it's inevitable, but we have to get out of time in order to make it not inevitable.
mm,
If we stay in the concept of time, we won't be able to avoid that because that's entropy, and that's the end state of the universe as far as we know.
mm.
So,
What drives you mad?
um, yeah, like the scientist in my novel,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of what he's doing. You'll see at the very end of the novel series that he gets everybody out of time. The purpose of the time machine was to make time irrelevant.
How do you live
That was
then?
always the purpose. What?
How do you live then?
Eternally. There's no time. You don't decay. You do what you want. You live where you want. Your perception is reality. You can literally manifest your focused intent upon physical reality simply by thinking it,
Mm,
by desire. So if you want a gold brick to suddenly manifest in your hand, there it is. If you
mm.
want a tree to suddenly come about right in front of you, there it is. Or a
Does it not
mountain.
take
What if you
the
go ahead?
exploration out of the mundane fucking life that we live now? You know, because
I
there's some sort of excitement in not knowing, you know?
There's infinite knowledge. There's infinite things to know because you're not the only one that's doing that. Everybody is. You can make whatever the fuck you want. And so does everybody else.
Mm.
Entire universes. That's heaven.
If you're gonna go to heaven anyway, it doesn't sound right for me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I get it totally. The purpose of the time machine is to get us out of time, to destroy the concept of time. And what's going to happen, as far as I'm perceiving, is we're going to get to that point where we break it and we get into heaven. So the end times,
Mm.
what that is where we break it. I mean, this God literally says in the Bible, it is the end of time. It
Mm.
doesn't mean it's our end. It means it's the end of time.
Okay.
It doesn't exist anymore. Now you're in eternity. Anything else you wanted to talk about here?
Fuck. I can't think of anything right this second, and that's really annoying.
No stress.
Hmm. How about you?
I mean, I could ask questions all day, but we don't have to keep it. We don't have to use up the whole time of our Zoom meeting. We're just, chit-chatting, enjoying our time with one another and having good conversation.
Do you like
And
my globe?
your globe?
My glowing globe
I do.
right there.
I do.
I
I
like
don't
it.
know precisely what it is aside from a glowing globe, but I
Earth.
like it. Is it Earth?
Yeah, you can't see it from there. Yeah, it's Earth.
Yeah, that's nifty.
Yep.
Good deal. All
Now we're
right.
getting silly.
Yeah, I guess we're done for today. So,
Yep.
all righty, my friend, girlfriend. Um, yeah. So thank you all for watching. We will be back soon for our next podcast. Hopefully, we'll have some more guests. Maybe we'll have Omaima. Maybe we'll have Devin again. Maybe somebody else. I don't know. But yeah. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.